It is a wonderful experience coming over to this innovative Law Institute of Law. And my main purpose of coming here was to interact with the students, because students, they are going to be future lawyers, they are future of the profession. So it's our duty to encourage students to become good lawyers, accomplished lawyers. And the experience has been wonderful, because all the participants in today's this Moot Court competition, they had worked very hard with the brief. They were good at about their knowledge of facts, about the law, and both the teams were quite impressive as far as the presentation is concerned. Of course, one of the team has to be winner. All teams can't win, but it has been a very good experience. And I wish that the institute, all legal center of education, they hold these moot court and moot court competitions quite frequently, because this is the most important area for an advocate, particularly for a litigation advocate. When he goes to the court, it's most essential that there is no element of hesitation for an advocate to make his presentation before the court. And that is why Bar Council of India has made this moot court a very compulsory clinical subject for legal education. So it's a good effort by the institute. I really congratulate the management of Innovative Institute of Law and wish them good luck. And Rajesh Gupta, it is really wonderful, a surprise for me that Rajesh Gupta is heading this institute as principal, and he is just like a younger brother to me. He has practiced with me as a trial lawyer in Tees Hazari court, and he has come up to this level. I am really very impressed by his accomplishments, and he is the author of so many books. And all of us in Tees Hazari knew that he is not going to stop at Tees Hazari, and he will go very high up. And I am really impressed by his kind of lead which he is given to this institute. Thank you.
Thank you. So, sir, current topic. So today's topic was a discussion on IPC 498A. And
it was not on 498A IPC. It was essentially, an issue about ex parte proceedings in a case filed for restitution of conjugal rights and for divorce. Right. And it happens, in courts, that we know that in many cases when divorce petitions are filed, an element of fraud sometimes takes place, because the husband wants to get rid of the wife in a divorce proceedings, and vice versa. If the wife is filing a case, she wants to get rid of the husband. So it has happened on more than one occasion. It is to our personal knowledge. There are reported cases also that when a case is filed, the party filing the case would like to get a decree as early as possible, and they use unclean and fraudulent methods also for the purpose of getting a decree. So the case which was before us today in the main court, in this moot court, the real issue was whether the defendant or the respondent has been properly served or not. So if somebody is not properly served and the court records a finding that yes, he has been served and grants a decree, then what are the consequences? They are going to be very serious, particularly in a matrimonial matter. So this was this case about. In both the cases, in favor of the husband and wife, there were ex parte decrees. In favor of the husband for restitution, in favor of the wife for divorce, but there was no proper service in both cases. And it plays a havoc with the lives of, the opposite party when ex parte decree is passed. It was a good subject chosen by the institute for this moot court competition, and we really enjoyed it.
I have a follow-up question for this. So, we have this IPC 498 that covers all sorts of cruelties, right? There is the Domestic Violence Act also that's there, and which covers mental and physical cruelty or that. So there is IPC section 376. And so do you think, having more and more these kind of laws, is it really helping the society?
Law are there, law have been there, with regard to the real thing is implementation of law. It is the implementation of law. And implementation of law starts, with the investigation agency, particularly in these matters, cruelty against women and atrocities against women. So there has to be a proper coordination between the investigating agency, the prosecution, and the courts, and of course the lawyers. So if all of them work together with a sense of cohesion properly, then definitely if the law is properly implemented by the court, it will bear fruits for the society, for the people who want justice. So the real thing is providing justice to the sufferers who want justice, the justice seeker, and they approach the court. But if and in these matters, firstly people go to the police. They could atrocities against women, 498 as you have mentioned, domestic violence, you can straight away go to the court. But for IPC, the sections which are mentioned in IPC, one has to go to the police. So the first thing is that there should be a proper investigation by the police into the complaint made by the complainant, and only then after proper investigation is made, a charge sheet is filed in the court. If an investigation is good, then the allegations, the prosecution will also do a good job, and the court will also be able to deliver justice. Lawyers will also be able to perform their duties. So from the word go, the thing should be in a proper shape.
So there is a follow-up, this thing that there is a new law that might come up in the discussion for the regards to marriage.
We don't need any new law. There is a whole plethora of laws. We don't require any more legislation. The laws which are already there, they should be properly applied and implemented. This is the requirement. That everybody should work with responsibility, with a sense of responsibility, with a sense of commitment, with a sense of honesty. This is what is required. Every segment, the police, the lawyers, the court, if they are honest and they have a sincerity of purpose, if they are single track minded in the sense that they want to deliver justice, then we don't require any more law. These laws, how do they work? Now, rape, you have had so many new things coming for the rape. What is the result? The only problem is that they are not implemented. We need a good implementation of law. We need speedy justice. Justice is not happening for years. That's the problem with the courts. So if justice is speedy, there is no pendency like lakhs of cases, crores of cases pending in the court. And why this pendency? The pendency is that people are not working with commitment, with honesty. And this applies to all. This applies to lawyers, this applies to judges, it applies to prosecutors, investigating agency, everybody. If in a rape case justice is delivered after 15 years, what is the use of this law? So the real thing is that there should be speedy justice, and it applies to both civil and criminal, both areas.